DILLIAN the Body Snatcher White here. It's a champ. Big up to Sporting Icon. Subscribe. Otherwise, I might pay you guys a visit.
So things got a little bit interesting at the weigh-in today between DILLIAN WHYTE and Dereck Chisora, ready for their rematch tomorrow on Sky Sports Boxoffice in the UK and of course on Showtime in America. I'm not quite sure what happened. As far as I'm hearing for like a different people saying things, I think it was a case of straight after the weigh-in, some words were explained or aired between the two. Not quite sure exactly what was said, and it kind of spilled over at backstage, and Don Charles got pushed through one of the advertising walls by Dereck Chisora. Whether or not Dereck Chisora actually knew it was him or not, don't know, but either way he should have been a bit more aware of his surroundings, right? But am I hearing that DILLIAN WHYTE's brother was involved or something? Either way, I don't quite know what it is that is or exactly what happened. Dereck Chisora is up on the top, shouting and hollering and bickering, and DILLIAN WHYTE is very, very angry about it also. Expect a real tear-up tomorrow, right? But that aside, it's a very interesting fight. You see a lot of people who are saying, I'm not really interested in this fight, and why do we need to see it? We've already seen it, but yet then saying the same breath that Dereck Chisora won that fight. So if you really believe that Dereck Chisora won the first fight, then this is a fight to end it, isn't it? Surely. But how this fight will go, for me, I'm picking DILLIAN WHYTE to win by stoppage, either by left hook knockout or body shots. That's what I'm expecting. Dereck Chisora looked amazing on the stage. I mean, I haven't seen Dereck Chisora looking like that in a long time. So his link up with David Haye has worked wonders for his physique, that's for sure. But is Father Time finally there for him? Is it a case of once the pressure's on him, will he start to wilt? Is it a case of he's there for a payday? Who knows what it could possibly be? DILLIAN has a lot to lose in this fight. He's number one in the WBC and potentially got a huge fight lined up next with Anthony Joshua if Joshua can't get Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that one, of course. But DILLIAN has a lot to lose and nothing really to gain except a decent paycheck, which ultimately prize fighting, who can blame him? And I don't blame him whatsoever. I mean, he wouldn't have got paid more money to fight literally anybody else. I'm not even too sure he'd have got paid more money to fight Deontay Wilder. Against Tyson Fury, yes, he would have. Joshua, yes, he would have. But outside of those, who else? Dereck Chisora is, like it or not, them two together draws. And that's exactly what it is. But I do feel that it's a dangerous fight for DILLIAN WHYTE. No doubt about it. Because Dereck Chisora, while he does have like, half a dozen to a dozen losses on his record, a lot of those have been because he just hasn't turned up. Just couldn't be bothered against Ajit Kabiel. Even his own trainer, Don Charles, didn't turn up, and he just goes into one of these kind of hissy fits at times and just can't be bothered. He just turn up just to have like a bit of a sparring bout, like almost lazy. But against the likes of DILLIAN WHYTE, he turns up. He really does turn up. So I expect him to try and put it on DILLIAN WHYTE and to try and catch him early doors. So DILLIAN does need to be on his toes quite a bit and just use that jab, and whenever they get close, far away at the body shots, because Dereck Chisora not the best at blocking body shots in the world. He's pretty good defensively for blocking headshots, and he's very durable. But DILLIAN, he seems to be coming on leaps and bounds. It's a risky fight, and I know a lot of Wilder fans out there would love DILLIAN WHYTE to lose this fight just to keep him away from Wilder, because they're petrified of DILLIAN WHYTE going in there against Wilder. But anyway, that's my prediction on it all. Obviously, you let me know yours. You think of, how did you see Dereck Chisora on the scales? For me, he looked fantastic, as did DILLIAN WHYTE. DILLIAN WHYTE is lighter than what he was before. I think he's about a stone lighter, and he looks in the mood for a fight. He really does, but he needs to be smart in this fight. Dereck Chisora, he can be very unpredictable at times, but I am picking DILLIAN WHYTE to win this one. And yes, a lot of it is heart as well, because DILLIAN WHYTE, of course, is my favorite heavyweight fighter. But listen, it's a dangerous fight. It's heavyweight. You just don't know what's going to happen. DILLIAN WHYTE could dominate him and then just get clipped. You don't know what's going to happen. That's what makes it interesting. But hopefully DILLIAN WHYTE goes in there, does a real number, stops him, and puts a nail in the saga between them two. Because, as I said, so many people believe that Dereck Chisora won that fight. And a lot of people say, well, DILLIAN WHYTE, he struggled against Dereck Chisora. He couldn't stop him. So what gives him the right to fight Wilder and Joshua and everybody else? But hey, listen, you're entitled to your own opinion. Listen, you know, what is it that Wilder done to deserve his world title shot, beating Jason Gavin? You know, so kind of weigh it up what it is that Dillian White's done. For me, Dillian White already has a better resume than Deontay Wilder. He's only beaten Luis Ortiz, who was never proven so far. But anyway, big things lie ahead for Dillian White should he win. As I said, Joshua potentially, if Joshua can't get Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder. But if Anthony Joshua does get Deontay Wilder, then maybe a Dillian White versus Tyson Fury, Dillian White versus Luis Ortiz. I know a lot of people want that one. Dillian White versus Dominic Breazeale, which is one that I wanted purely for ranking, a mandatory situation. Dillian White versus Big Baby Jarrell Miller and whoever else, because there's quite a few options out there, or maybe a rematch with Parker, who knows. But anyway, that's my thoughts. Dillian White by knockout in the first half of the fight. Drop your thoughts below, click the thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.